Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good day to everyone. I am Muadz Mahfud, the first presenter for today. This is the list name of our group members. Okay, so we will explain and present the financial position and performance of the companies that we have choose. Okay, so we have choose these four companies in food and beverages industries, which are Dutch Lady Milk Industries Berhad, MSM Malaysia Industries Berhad, Nestle Malaysia Berhad, and FAIZAL and NIF Holdings Berhad, known as FNN. From the company chosen, we have prepared the required report consists of benchmarking of financial position and performance of the company against another appropriate company from the same industry. A little bit information for these companies. Firstly, Dutch Lady supply quality dairy nutrition products to the nation for years. Secondly, Nestle is a multinational company and is one of the world's largest in food and beverages industry. The name of MSM itself stands for Malaysian Sugar Manufacturing Company, which it shows that the company are totally based in Malaysia. Last but not least, FAIZAL and NIF is a company that produces bottles and distributes soft drinks, including Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and other brands. Moving on to the next slide, which is liquidity ratio. So what is liquidity ratio? Basically, liquidity ratio is being used to determine a debtor's ability to pay off current debt obligations without raising external capital. Also, liquidity ratio measure a company's ability to pay debt obligations and its margins of safety through the calculation of metrics. In liquidity ratio, it consists of two things, which are current ratio and quick ratio. As for current ratio, it is a measure of short-term solvency and indicates the extent to which the claims of short-term creditors are covered by current assets. As you can see in the bar graph, we can analyze that Dutch Lady Milk shows the current ratio decrease from 1.02 in 2017 to 0.95 in 2018. Same goes to MSM, which also shows the current ratio is decreasing from 1.26 in 2017 to 1.20 in 2018. Meanwhile, Nestle shows the increasing current ratio within these 2 years. However, among these four companies, FNN and MSM shows the higher current ratio, which over than 1. It means the company has ability to pay its short-term obligations on time. Next slide is about quick ratio. As for quick ratio, it is being used to measure the firm's ability to pay its short-term obligations without having to rely on the least liquid current assets such as inventories. From the bar graph, we can analyze that Dutch Lady Milk shows the quick ratio decrease from 0.60 in 2017 to 0.50 in 2018. Same applies to MSM, which their ratio is slightly decreasing from 0.56 in 2017 to 0.55 in 2018, which means Dutch Lady and MSM have to sell their inventory in order to pay their short-term liabilities. On the other hand, Nestle and FNN shows that the quick ratio increased within these 2 years. However, only FNN have the abilities to pay for their short-term obligations without relying on their inventory because the value of the ratio above 1. As I have presented my parts, I will pass the next topic to the next presenter, which is ALIAH. ALIAH, you may proceed.
Thank you, Muaz, for the excellent explanation. My name is ALIAH and I'm going to talk about the leverage ratio. The purpose of leverage ratio is to measure the firm financial structure, the extent to which the firm is levered by debt, the ability to service its debt, and to measure the degree of financial risk inherent in the financial structure. First, I will talk about the debt ratio. Debt ratio is measured to proportion of the firm's total debt to its total asset. Formula to calculate this ratio is total debt divided by total asset. So as you all can see in the graph, Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad and Nestle Malaysia Berhad show the highest debt ratio from 2017 into 2018. Higher percentage of debt ratio shows that the company is exposed to higher risk because companies are burdened with higher interest payment. Other than that, MSM Malaysia Holding Berhad showed the debt ratio is slightly increased from 43% in 2017 to 46% in 2018. However, only FNN showed the decreasing of the debt ratio, which is 34% in 2017 into 31% in 2018. Secondly, we will talk about time interest earned. Time interest earned is to measure the ability of the firm to pay the interest charge applied on the debt used. It also represents the margin by which the firm EBIT can decline before the firm has trouble in meeting its interest obligation. To calculate this ratio, the formula is operating profit, or we can call as earning before interest and tax, and divided by interest. From the graph, we can see that Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad show the time interest in decrease from 42.56 times in 2017 to 50.67 times in 2018. Even the ratio are decreased, but the company still can afford to pay additional interest expenses. In this respect, Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad is less risky, and the bank should not have a problem accepting their loan. Meanwhile, MSM Machine Holding Beverages show they have a critical ratio from 2018 because they cannot meet loan charge below 1 time. But on 2018, their ratio a bit increased to 2.47 times. Meanwhile, Nestle Malaysia and FML ratio are more stable with average ratio, which is from 31 times to 37 times from 2017 and 2018. Okay, next we will move to activity ratio. This activity ratio indicates how efficient the manager used the available resources in order to generate sales and its contribution toward the achievement of the firm goals, which is to maximize the shareholders' wealth. First, we are going to talk about average collection period. This ACP determines the average length of time taken by the company to collect its debt from the credit sales. The formula is account receivable divided by sales and multiplied by 360 days. From the graph, we can recognize that the Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad and Nestle Malaysia Berhad are good in collecting debt because their average period are from 36 days to 40 days from 2017 into 2018. Meanwhile, MSM Malaysia Berhad and FNN Berhad show lower average collection period from 2017 to 2018 that indicates that the company has bad collection period, and it also indicating of low cash balance. They should increase their sales, otherwise they does not increase receivable because it makes up to cut the cash balance. Secondly, we will analyze about total asset turnover. It is used as a measure of the firm's ability to manage all of its resources invested to generate sales. The formula is sales divided by total sales. From the graph, as a result, we can see that the Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad show total asset turnover decrease from 2.71 in 2017 to 2.60 in 2018, which means the firm has better efficiency in managing the resources to generate sales. Nestle Malaysia Berhad and FNN Malaysia Berhad show their ratio in stable condition, which is 2.71 times to 1.63 times between 2 years. MSM Malaysia record the lowest ratio between others company that they indicates that the company is not efficient in controlling their assets to generate sales.
Thank you, Ms. ALIAH, for your explanation. Now let's move to profitability ratio. Okay, what is profitability ratio? Okay, overall, it is a class of financial metrics that are used to assess a business ability to generate earnings relative to its revenue, operating costs, balance sheet, assets, and shareholder equity over time using a data from a specific point in a team. In a simple way, it measures the relative success of the firm, which combine effect of liquidity, activity, and leverage management of overall operating result. Okay, in this ratio, high ratio represent a positive return in the company. We move to the next slide. Operating margin ratio, it is used to be to measure the relative success of firm. As you can see from the graph, Nestle Malaysia Berhad have a good ratio compared to other cheese companies. Nestle have more productivity with 16.11% on 2017 and much better in 2018. Following with Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad with 15.04% and increased productivity on 2018, following with FNN and MSM. From there, we can say that Nestle and Dutch Lady have a good productivity more than MSM and FNM. Okay, next, return of assets. Return of assets measure the overall effectiveness of management in generating profit with their assets. As you can see from the graph here, Dutch Lady show a higher return on asset, following with Nestle, FNN, MSM, and MSM. However, MSM lost in 2017, but they recovered on 2018. Now, we will proceed to the next topic with our next presenter, Mr. Sham. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, SYAZWANI. Okay, for the last topic we will discuss is what is market ratio. Market ratio important for publicly traded firm as they are used in the stock valuation process in deciding securities for investment portfolio. The result of the firm's operation are reflected in the market price of the firm's share. Okay, we see the ratio. The next slide. Okay, for first market ratio, we choose dividend payout ratio. And what's the dividend payout ratio? The dividend payout ratio measures the percentage of net income distributed to shareholders during the year. In other words, the ratio shows the portion of profit the company decide to keep to fund operation and the portion of profits that is given to its shareholder. Okay, so let's see the graph for the company. Okay, for Dutch Lady, give a higher ratio to their common stockholder with 112.45% on 2017, and decreased to 99.09% on 2018. Following Nestle Malaysia Berhad with 99.85% on 2017 and decreased to 99.64% on 2018. FAIZAL and NIF, we call FNNs, in third place on 2017 with 64.55% and decreased their ratio on 2018 with 54.3%. Meanwhile, MSM not give dividend for both years. Okay, and then we go to the another slide. The second slide is second ratio is a price earning ratio. Price earning ratio used by investor to determine the relative value of company's share in apple to apple comparison. It can also be used to compare a company against its own historical record. So let we see the graph. price earning ratio. Okay, for analysis, on 2017, the ready milk industry have 0.38 times price earning ratio, following Nestle Malaysia Berhad 0.37 times, and FAIZAL and NIF Holdings Berhad with 0.30 times, and no ratio for MSM due to loss on that year. For 2018, Nestle in first place with 0.52 times, and the following MSM Malaysia Holdings Berhad with 0.51 times. Third FNN with 0.30 times, and last Dutch Lady with 1.30 times ratio. Okay, lastly for the conclusion, for the from all analysis above, we can conclude that the study doing well from 2017 and 2018, but Nestle and FNN also have been a stabilized company, but for MSM for the 2017 shows a bad sign, but have a big improvement for 2018. However, have many factor investor can consider before invest to this company. This video just some of ratio from types of financial ratio. Okay, so just that all from us, and thank you for your time.